All right, before we get underway with the quiz, a few things to run through. Thanks firstly to everyone that was affected last Saturday. We had a lot of changes. We had 8 field umpires and 8 boundary umpires pull out in the last 24 hours, including 4 of each on Saturday morning. So it was a busy time, and thanks to Ray and Pete for helping me sort all that out, but we got there in the end. So yeah, beautiful day. Certainly felt like finals time with that beautiful weather, and yeah, it was a good day in the end. Excuse me. All right, so a couple of milestones to mention. The 200 gamer, the other twin of mine. So I mentioned last week Cody did his 200th. This week's Jesse's doing his 200th. Obviously doing a few years of goal umpiring and last couple of years in the field. So well done to my boy Jesse. And we've got a first Divi 1 men's gamer. Well done to Pat Noonan, who's done really well to work his way up the ranks, and he gets his debut this week. So well done to Pat. Right, we've got women's preliminary finals this week at Blair Athol Reserve for where QM Footy Club play. So that's divisions 3 to 6. If you're appointed to one of those games, you need a ticket to get in. There will be an entrance fee if you don't have a ticket. So we'll have those tickets at training on Wednesday night. So if you're getting appointed at one of those games, make sure you come on to training. Otherwise, you're going to be coughing up $15. I would just want to make a mention for timekeepers. It's probably a good thing to do for some of these really important games. So games that are, reliant on promotion or relegation or getting into finals, or obviously finals and grand finals, that before a game, it might be worth just reminding each club to have one timekeeper that sits with the other timekeeper, for the sake of the rule is if there's a delay in play, like an excessive delay, so for a stretcher, for blood rule, for other things that crop up where you can't get the game going pretty much straight away, the umpire is there to signal time on, and either timekeeper can stop the clock. And that's for all games, even for games that don't normally have time on added. So for B grade, C grade men's, for women's games, we had a 1-point ball game in the game that was the final I did on the weekend, Eastern Park, Brighton women's game, and it was a ripper actually. And we had a blood rule in the last few minutes. And so we'd worded the timekeepers up before the game, and they did stop the clock for that. So if you don't word them up, a lot of the clubs won't know the rules. Some of them won't bother getting a timekeeper organised. It just saves some headaches after the game, potentially with stuff that goes on. So might be worth getting into the habit of doing that for some of the games coming up. A note to first and second year field umpires, it'll be our last skill drills training this Wednesday night. So if you are included in that group, bring along a whistle. All right, before we get on to the quiz, has anyone got any questions or anything they want to say from the weekend that's just gone, or anything I've just said? All right. Now, hopefully you've been able to log on to Slido, and this is where I've got to get a bit tech savvy and get all this happening. So we've got 13 that are using, which is pretty cool, and I'm using it too just to check. All right, so if you want to have a look at your phone, and I might just see about sharing this screen. Maybe that's not the one. This is going well. Maybe we just read it out as we go. Well, I could do this. I'll share this screen here. All right. So for those of you that do have the Slido open, you should be seeing question number 1, which is an umpire blows the whistle, but the player clearly drops the ball before taking the mark, then collects the ball and runs clear. What is the right thing for the umpire to do? So pop in your answer if you've got Slido. And looks like we've got out of the 15, 9 have voted. So if you, and I do have 11% have said the first answer. Most have said, the majority have said 78% have said call play on, 11% throw the ball up. So the majority got that one right. So it is call play on. So okay. I need an assistant. Man, I'm confusing myself here. Stop this sharing. If anyone has any questions along the way, feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions. Okay, cool. Next one. So a defender on their own handballs the ball through the goals when 10 meters out from a goal. What should the umpire do? So pop your answer in. And we've got the majority have said give the goal umpire the all clear. We did have someone say pay a free kick. Someone needs to remember we're umpiring Adelaide Footy League, not AFL. So there is no deliberate rush in the Adelaide Footy League. So there's definitely question. Answer number 1, give the goal umpire the all clear for a point. Okay. The next one, this is the one that we're going to be discussion, and it sounds a bit far-fetched, but it actually happened. So a few years ago when we used to do under-18 games in a preliminary final, believe it or not, between Brighton and Sacred Heart, the Sacred Heart defender heard, and their team was leading by 2 points. Now it was an under-18 game which didn't have the normal time on added. There was 30 seconds to go. Before even leaving the goal square, the Sacred Heart defender turned around and kicked the ball through the goals. So we'll get a bit of discussion on this one, but put your answer in. And I might just open it up if anyone wants to jump in and have a say on what they think, because I know there's been a little bit of discussion on this one.
Yeah, Cole, I answered the last one wrong. I got it mixed up.
Righto, mate.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
You're thinking AFL. That's all right. What about this one? What did you put for this one?
The answer I gave for question 2. So give the free kick to the attacking side from the middle of the goal line.
Yeah, and what's your reasoning?
Oh, because you just turn around and just done it on purpose to stall the game.
But what rule is he breaking?
Time wasting.
Thank you, Hazy. Yeah.
Thanks, Hazy.
Yeah. What else might you do, Jace, in that scenario?
No, free kick from the goal line to the attacking side, and yeah, just let them know it's time wasting.
And would anyone else do anything more than that?
It's a yellow card. Time wasting.
Would anyone do anything else other than that? No one said exactly the right answer yet.
Red card, sorry.
Thank you. Well done, Matt. Yeah, red card for like obviously it's obvious the time wasting scenario that becomes a red card. So what happened at the time? Greg Simons was umpire. I'll put Greg in there. I don't blame him because it was such a weird situation, and his thinking was we don't have deliberate rush in Adelaide Footy League, so he just paid the all clear. Then the siren went and Sacred Heart went through to the grand final. So yeah, it was just a pretty crazy scenario, and so one worth I guess bringing up for a quiz like this. Liam, did you want to, and good at Mark Goods?
Yeah, that's my son's name. It's actually Brendan.
Okay, mate. Hey, put your camera down so I can see it. All I can see is your grey hair.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's about all I've got. I just wondered whether I was looking for an answer at the time to see whether we could just get him to, reset the mark, like as if they'd come through the wrong way when they bring the ball back in.
No, deliberate time wasting. Stuffing.
What'll happen these days, Colin? What'll happen these days, Colin, is the guy will just move out of the square, then turn around and kick the point, and it'll just be a point because the player's 15 metres back, so he just runs out of the square, turns around and kicks it through, and we're going to go it's a point.
Hey, Mark, I think you're giving too much to the players in terms of forethought there.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They'll just move out and then kick back 2 points up with 30 seconds to go. That's what you're going to do.
I still think that's time wasting, Mark.
But the ball's back in play once he steps across the line, out of the square.
What's the spirit of the game there?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not questioning what you're saying. I'm questioning what's going to happen now. In the past, he never moved from the square and kicked it. That's time wasting.
I would say if he's run out of the square and taken 1 or 2 steps and turned around and boots it through for a point, I think we can justifiably in that scenario. And look, it's next 200 years, it's unlikely to happen again, isn't it? But we're talking about the spirit of the game here in this scenario. I mean, if he's run out of the square and 15 metres down they're about to tackle him, he's under pressure, and he kicks it back towards the goals, then it's a different scenario, isn't it? But when it's as blatant as it was, and if he takes 1 or 2 steps out and then boots it back, it's not much different to doing it in the goal square. So I think we're talking about the spirit of the game, really.
Colin, what are the ramifications for that player getting a red card in the grand final? Obviously, his action still delivers his team the grand final.
No, he has. So if we pay a free kick and you're given a red card, and you're lining up the player to have a shot at goal, his side won't be going through for a grand final. They would lose that game. It's just, again, look, at the end of the day, the league can do with it how they like during the week. But in the scenario we found ourselves with a Sacred Heart player, Sacred Heart would have lost the game because a free kick would have been scored. The other point about it is, we're wanting a free kick paid in that scenario. Where do you pay the free kick? And what we're going to talk about with the next few questions coming up is free kick is paid where the offence occurred or where the ball is at the time, whatever the greatest advantage is. And so this scenario here, the free kick really only occurs as the ball crosses a line. So he's entitled to kick it, but if it doesn't cross the line, then it's not a free kick, if you know what I mean. We're not paying a free kick from where he kicked it. The moment the ball is going through the line, that's where we're paying a free kick. So that's why it's on the goal line. I talked about that with Matt Harris today, actually, just to make sure I got my head around it. And really, it's such an unlikely scenario, and you would probably just want to, if you're going to pay a free kick, make that side pay the most. But yeah, with some of these questions coming up, it's where the ball is at the time or where the infringement occurred. And so what we're saying here is the ball, as it crosses the line, is where the free kick is going to be paid, and so you pay it in the middle of the goal square. All right. Always going to get a little bit of attention, that one there. So let's move on. And I think we had a nice variety. I will send out the results of this Nice variety of answers in that one. It was a good one to get to some discussions. Okay, so next one here. A player is having a kick for goal on the run, kicks a ball, is bumped immediately after they kick the ball, and the ball goes through on the fall from behind. What should the umpire do? So pop your decisions in. So you give the all clear from behind, pay a free kick where the player kicked the ball, pay a free kick where the ball crossed the line, or give the player a choice between a point or having another kick from the same spot. Make sure you get your answers in. Okay. So most of you got that one right. The correct answer is give the player a choice between a point or having another kick from the same spot. So it's obviously they're going to have another kick nearly every time, but just say the game's tied up and it goes through for a point and right near the end and they'll take the point. You never know. They do get the option. Just don't do what Nick Avon did do one time and go and ask the opposition player whether they want to take another kick or take the point. Because Ty Zantuck from, I think he was playing for Essendon, chose to take the point, and he was the one that infringed. It was quite amusing. Mick just had a bit of a brain fade. All right. Some of you may remember that one. Okay. Next one. A player having a kick for goal on the run kicks the ball, is bumped immediately after they kick the ball, and the ball goes through for a goal. What should the umpire do? So pop in your answer. Okay. We got the majority, got this one right. In this scenario, it's just give the all clear for a goal because the ball hasn't crossed the line before the infringement occurs. So you're just giving the goal. The next question. A player having a kick for goal on the run kicks the ball goes through the goal, and the player is then bumped to the ground. What should the umpire do in that scenario? Pop your answer in. Okay. So look, you're all saying a free kick's paid. It's just whereabouts should be paid, and it really should be paid where the player was bumped because it's because in this scenario the ball has gone through for a goal. So at that stage, just say the ball's gone through for a goal and the infringement hasn't occurred. That's where you're going to give it all clear for the goal and say then the bump occurs. And so that's where at that stage it will be where the ball is, and the ball is after you've given the all clear back in the middle, or where the infringement occurs where they were bumped. So the greater advantage is where they were bumped. So that's why the free kick is paid where the player is bumped, if that makes sense. All right, next one. Players, again, if you've got any questions or comments, feel free to interrupt. A player having a kick for goal on the run kicks the ball goes through for a goal, and a teammate is then bumped to the ground at the other end of the ground. So in their background, which is seen by the other umpire, what's the right course of action? So in all scenarios here, the umpire number one gives the all clear for a goal, and then it's just what the umpire number two does. So we've got the options of blow 3 whistles in case a melee develops, pay a free kick where the ball crossed the line, pay a free kick in the middle of the ground, or pay a free kick where the player was bumped. So pop your answer in. So as I was explaining just then, the ball's gone through for a goal, so the all clear's been given. The ball is then going back to the middle. So it goes where the ball is, which is in the middle, or where the infringement occurred, which is in the back line. So the greatest advantage is in the middle. Okay, question number 8. So in a B grade minor round game, a team has only 14 players to start the game, and the second quarter player is unable to continue after getting injured, reducing the team to 13 players. What should the umpire do? 1, call the game off immediately. 2, continue the game until halftime and then call the game off. 3, ensure the other team only has 13 players as well and continue until the end unless both teams agree to finish the game. Or 4, allow the other team to keep playing with the same amount of players as previously and continue until the end unless both teams agree to finish the game. All right, got a few different answers here. Wait for the last couple of people to put their answers in. All right. Once you get a team go below 14 players, the other team doesn't have to even up. So that third answer is not correct. If we were going to be super technical, you could call the game off immediately. But what I think I've said in the past, or certainly what I'd want to say, is the last one. Allow the other team to keep playing with the same amount of players as previously and continue until the end of the game, unless both teams agree to finish your game. And then, of course, what you would do is you would make a comment in the app and let us know what had occurred. And then it's up to the league to decide what the result of the game is. But at the end of the day, we don't want to be sending players home if they want to play, even under that scenario, play the game out, and then the league can take care of it after that.
Colin, I presume that would be then 14 versus 13.
Correct.
So that they can't add to their 14, the other team, can they?
Yeah. So that's right. Yeah. So yeah, you don't have to make the other team go below 14. We did have a game earlier this year where the umpires decided to call the game off with about 5 minutes to go and probably should have let it play out. They should have let it play out. But anyway, yeah, just play it out and then we can address the rest of it during the week. All right, next question. A player on the ground drags the ball in, puts their arms out immediately with the ball under them. An opposition player executes a tackle and puts their hand on the ball, meaning the ball is held under the player. What's the right decision? So you can say free kick for holding on, free kick for holding the ball, ball up, or play on and wait for the ball to come out. That's our first question. We've got 100% at the moment. Yep, holding the ball it is. So they drag it in. If they put their hands out, they're basically a bit like a Sam Draper. They're not making an attempt to get rid of the ball. If you are over the ball in that scenario, you are in possession of it. So essentially, the opposition player coming in and executing a tackle, putting their hands on the ball, need to pay hold on the ball in that scenario. Okay, next one. Quarter time break. Club official informs umpires that the opposition is playing an unregistered player. What is the correct course of action for the umpires? Tell the club official to contact the league on Monday and recommence play immediately when the quarter time break is finished. Go in, search the team sheet, see if the player is listed and only allow the player to continue if they're on the sheet. Look on player HQ to see if the player is listed and only allow the player to continue if they are in the system. or organise a call to a league representative to investigate and give directions before recommencing play. Okay. Okay, majority say answer number one, which is the answer I was looking for. At the end of the day, this is the type of stuff that can be sorted during a week. If a club is playing an unregistered player, or playing someone they shouldn't for whatever reason on the point system or whatever, the league can take action. Well, the game has started. Get the game going, and it's not really an umpire's concern on the day. That's one that the league, the club needs to contact the league on Monday about. All right. I did reword this question slightly from what I sent out last week. So, a club official approaches the umpires following a game which is videoed to say one of their players had been concussed by an illegal bump, which should have been reported. What should the umpire say back? First answer is nothing. Second answer is club needs to make a complaint to the league on Monday. Third one is that video be reviewed by the league, and fourth one will be the video be reviewed by the umpires. Okay, you've all been pretty well drilled to say what I was looking for there. So yes, in this case, the club needs to make a complaint to the league on Monday. What would be the scenario where it would be different? Anyone want to unmute themselves and say there is an example where it would be different? Anyone want to have a guess at what I'm trying to refer to?
If we've already yellowed it and then we want to look at it for a red, maybe.
You're on the right track. You've given me half the answer.
That was a club official, Colin, or some other party involved?
No. Matt was more on the.
If a umpire who's not officiating that game but is umpiring at the venue sees it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not what I was looking for there. Yeah.
Okay.
Hilly, you got the answer? But Matt, in that case, you're not responding. In that case, if there's another umpire or another official that can report, you don't really need to tell the club about that. That would just happen. It's more a response for a club saying, "Hey, we've got this concussed player. What are you going to do about it? You didn't, do it on the game." Hilly, what's the answer I'm looking for?
If it results in a play count.
No, that's not what I was looking for. No. What I was looking for here was in the scenario you've given a yellow, as Matt said, for a dangerous tackle, not for any other offence, just the dangerous tackle, and it's videoed. So if it's on video and you've given a yellow for a dangerous tackle, and the club's upset that you didn't give a red card, you can tell them that you do have the power to upgrade a dangerous tackle if you've yellow carded. That's the only scenario that you would say that you're going to review the video. If they're coming to you and saying the player's concussed because of a bump that you didn't red card, well, that's where they've got to go and lay the complaint with the league. Makes sense?
Bruce here.
Yeah.
Happened exactly against Para Hills to us on Saturday. We gave 2 yellow cards and a bit of a kerfuffle, and in the next quarter break, the officials were saying, "Well, you didn't see this, you didn't see that," and we said, "Well, you can revert to the league on Monday if you want to video it."
Yep, 100%, mate, 100%. Look, at the end of the day, obviously you're out there to issue red cards when they need to be handed out. But if you didn't see it, you didn't see it. And there's a process for the clubs to do it. And we don't want to be getting you guys to spend hours going through video and reviewing all that. If the club is agreed enough, we'll follow it up. And Bruce, we haven't heard from them today, so obviously they're not too worried about it. All right, we're running out of time, so let's quickly get through the rest. Following extra time when scores are tied at the end of a final, scores are tied once again. Extra time is played again with the scores being tied for the third time. What then happens? Pop your answer in. Okay, the answer is, it hasn't ever happened in my time, we've got close to it. It's the first team to score a goal or behind wins in that scenario. Next question, how is life membership of the Adelaide Footy League Umpires Association chosen? I thought we might get a variety of answers on this one. I don't know whether people are fully aware on this. Right, 30%, 30%, 30%, and 10%. We've got a nice range. So Gory, no one really knows. Other than those that ticked, the umpire has been an association member for 10 years. That's the correct answer. Obviously, you get life membership in different other leagues for different reasons. All right. Quickly go through these ones. What's the youngest age a match day official can be? If you've gone through the league's rules and regulations, you would know this. Otherwise, you're just guessing. But if you haven't looked at the rules and regs, just have a guess. We've got 7 answers. We've got a few just waiting to see. Have a crack. I don't actually see who gets the wrong answer, so I just see the numbers. All right. Youngest age is 18 for a match day official. Unless approved by the umpire manager, what's the youngest age a field umpire can be? So, really at the end of the day, it's where we have club umpires that this rule is about.
Mate, I've got Blair sitting with me, like waiting for this answer.
The first bit, unless approved by the umpiring manager, so I can approve them younger. But the actual rule is 16. But occasionally we have them a bit younger than that. Next one, how about the boundary of goal umpires? Unless approved by the umpiring manager, and we have plenty younger than this, obviously, with at the moment. But in the rules and regs, yeah, you've all got that one right. It's 14. Next one. For a final, how many matchday officials must each club provide? 0, 1, 2, or 3 each. Again, we want to make sure this before each final starts. Really important that you know that each club needs to have 2 each. Where will this year's end of season presentation be? And we're going to start pushing that one a bit more in the next few weeks, obviously. There's a few that remember going to the Playford, but it's not there this year. Don't go there because you won't find anyone there. It's at the Hilton Hotel. We're back there this year. Which field umpire has won the greatest amount of Casey Cooper medals? John Cronshaw, Andrew Crosby, Rex Lambert, or Jason Mounts? I've got 0 answers for John Cronshaw. I thought John might have come on and voted for himself. He did actually win one, though. No, the correct answer is Jason Mounts, who's won 4. And the very last one, who's umpired the highest number of AFL games? Brett Roseberry, Ryan Sawyers, Matt Stevick, or Darren Wilson. Darren Wilson's boundary umpire, of course, but the other 3 are field. And the correct answer is... Just waiting for the last couple to put their answers in. Brett Roseberry. And we will have a couple of AFL umpires the next 2 weeks to finish off our year, which will be exciting. I'm just working on who they are right now. Hopefully, at least one of them will be someone we haven't spoken to before. My time is about to run out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll send out the results. Any further questions, follow up from that, feel free to get in touch. But yeah, I'm about to get automatically knocked off the Zoom because time has run out. So thanks and look forward to catching you at training on Wednesday night.